Well, here we go again. My name is La Vida Virtual, and thanks to my friend Jal, who told me this game was on the summer sale, I had a really lovely time with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So I figured let's at least try out the, see if we enjoy ourselves as much in the follow-up. I guess it's a 2-pack of games, right? You got Great Ace Attorney Adventures and Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. So a little shorter than the older games, but when you include all 3 cases or all 3 games in there, but I think should be a fun time. Hopefully, we'll see. If I don't enjoy it as much, I can always, switch back, but I suppose it's not select adventure. What does this mean? Oh, you can pick which cases you want to do. Okay, well, I guess we're going to start from the beginning, huh? Let's see how this goes. Oh, we got a cutscene. Didn't see these in the
Empire of Japan,
old game.
after opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
Okay, cool.
The revolution washed over the land, making life in
Cool.
the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some were swept away by
Looks
the
lovely.
tide.
Nice anime. Frame rate's a little sketchy, but uh-oh.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Is that me? Is that me? Episode 1. Bienvenue à la Carnival. The Great Departure. Is that what it's called? 22nd of November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendants Antechamber number 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can that just be beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber? Is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate. What does options do? You can save. Subtitles on, text skip off. Enable, disable skipping of unread text in the main game. I don't know. Text box transparency, subtitles, vibration, screen flashes, wait time. Till the next line of dialogue is displayed, not playing story mode. Okay. Reader. All handled on your behalf. You can just do a story mode. You don't have to actually play anything. Okay. Screen flashes, audio, music, effects, save and load. All right. What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryonosuke. Naruhodo. Naruhodo. That's a nice name. Ryonosuke. Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given a verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities, look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. Yo, animated cuts, animated scenes. And yet I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. right, Ryonosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. Wowzy, whoopee, whoopee, wow, wow! Hey, Blade. I decided to pull the trigger. It was on sale. It was like $22 or $23 or something. I know. What have I got myself into? Good morning, Blade. Surprised you're awake. I'm surprised you're awake. Yes, of course. Sorry. Huh? What are you apologizing to me for? I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Ha ha ha! There you go again, apologizing, just like always. There's animations in the cutscenes. This is kind of cool. You burned my finger on a toaster yesterday, so you went to bed early. On a toaster? No, Play-Doh! You've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean? I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryonosuke. Very ouchers, poor Blado. Are you Ryonosuke? I think so, but I don't know, dude. I never played this before. I'm assuming that Ryonosuke is me, yes. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much, yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma! It looks like you're going to get a study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the universe who doesn't know Kazuma's name. Yay, Kazuma! He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our legal system. That's why I have crossed the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better get going. Alright, see you later. I think I'll just stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. Wonder if Kazuma's gonna die. No! Not Kazuma! Yeah. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Nice music. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Whoa! Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. Woman disappeared. Just like they should. No, I'm just kidding. Go to the kitchen, bitch! Just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at a university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. All right then, Ryonosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Wham and disappeared. This is awkward. If I may, yes, sorry? You must be the defendant, Ryonosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotova. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Professor Mikotova. I've heard that name from Cosmo before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Cosmo studying abroad. What up, my man? We're back again with some more Great Ace Attorney. Yo, baby. Great Ace Attorney. Mikotova kind of stylish. Yo. Yeah, I know nothing about this game, so 0. I haven't decided on the voices yet, but I think I'm okay for 3 or 4 so far. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, you've no doubt heard Asogi has been granted permission to go study in Great Britain. Drippy Tova. Yeah, he's pretty drippy, no doubt. The man's a professor of forensics. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that the permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? Critical hit! As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration is to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas studies. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. How are you, EE? But I didn't do it, I swear! I'm not a murderer! I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain, peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry, what do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. I love the animated dialogue, dude. What a nice upgrade from, Phoenix Wright. Look at that. They're blinking. They're changing posture. They're animating. This is pretty cool, man. I love the, it looks more like a, less like a manga and more like an anime, obviously. That's the goal here. I mean, manga's awesome too, don't get me wrong. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Will you take this lawyer as your lawfully wedded husband? Of course, you're going to get married to your best friend. You're going to have gay babies, and it's going to be a really nice time. Story will be over. You can have prison sex. Yeah. Wait. Wait, what? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant!
Court is about to begin. Please proceed to the courtroom at once.
It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Mikotova, quit fantasizing. SMH! Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty of failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If the trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what more? I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. Yo, let's go! My voice is already dying. Oh, we're in trouble, boys. It's going to be a long stream today, too, probably. My one and only chance of proving my innocence this trial will decide my destiny. Yeah! Optic blast! Yeah! 22nd of November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. Electric Boogaloo. So this is a courtroom. Oh, damn. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has no more power. Optic barrel. I don't like much the look of the people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms are there. The powers that have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret tunnel? Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! To the guilty plea! Secret, 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 secret tunnel! Two lovers, they were lawyers in one another. They both had private parts. Will they escape their fate together? We'll never find out except for it's a secret trial! Secret trial! Look, my headband! It's blowing in the wind. Where does the wind come from? The windows are closed. Secret trial! Or something like that. I can't remember exactly how the rest of it goes. As a trial that's closed to the ordinary members of the public, only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. I'm back, bitches! Did you miss me? Ho ho! The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, we're back, baby! Judge is back, bitches! Look at the beard, look at the outfit, look at the hat. I've got my cocktail on the side. I've got 2 lamps. Don't fuck with my lamps. Oh, we're back.
As prosecution is ready, Your Excellency, I'm also back, and I still have no hair. Yeah.
As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Right, sir. Yesterday evening, I'm back, right, sir, and I'm gonna mess up these holes. I am the honorable judge. We are back in business, bitches. Let's go. The defense made a last-minute request for change of advocate. That is correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's adversary to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? What? Already? Already? I guess I say I do. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I guess so. I guess we'll take it. I guess, yeah. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his defense. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be what?
the frick? What are you smoking?
What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotova told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. No, it's not that, really. It's just that... Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes, I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Tusk. Professor Mikotova shouldn't have stuck his nose in.
Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial.
Well. Does the accused admit defeat already or renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san?
Yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank.
I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Oh, well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court. Oh, you must have perpetuated a most heinous crime indeed.
As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo?
Yes, Your Excellency.
It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken.
My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job.
Well, it can't be questioning it more than I am.
So let's start with a very simplest of questions.
Yes.
Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in the case.
Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait.
Oh, I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again?
Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank?
You know me so well.
All the relevant information can be found in the court record.
But I can't find that.
It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of the R1 button. Yes, breaking the fourth wall. The R1 button. If you ever find yourself forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there.
I just have to press R1 for the court record? Alright, there's no time to lose!
This is a list of evidence you collected. Now try switching to the people instead with R1. You'll find the details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press circle to go back.
Kazuma Osogi, a second-year Imperial Yume University. He's my best friend, despite being a student, a qualified defense lawyer as well. Eugene Mikotova, 42, a medical school professor at the Imperial Yume University. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Kazuma's mentor. Takatsuchi Auchi, 51, the lead prosecutor of the case, who would appear to have little love for the changes the Cultural Reformation has brought about. John H. Wilson, 47, the victim of the case. He was visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from British Empire.
So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record.
What's this guy's name? John H. Wilson. This is where Ryunosuke becomes the protagonist. Yes, it seems so.
Now you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, and then press triangle to present. Try it now.
Yes! Yes! The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Wilson!
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to Yume University 3 years ago.
Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such a profound implications. The British Empire. is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally, and as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations.
There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on our soil. You two are both undergraduates in the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor for the very institution that provides your education, you no honor!
But I didn't do it.
This case is coming under great scrutiny from the allies of the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes a speedy resolution to this matter.
Huh. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman.
Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. Oh, but nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime.
Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going.
All right, see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer.
Good idea, after all. It's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner.
Cool music. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. Uh-oh. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson.
Now then, let me pose the next question to you, defendant Naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency.
How did the professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death.
Post-mortem report.
Victim, John H. Wilson, male, British. Time of death, 19th of November, shortly after 2 p.m. Cause of death, single bullet fired at close range. Fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body.
Pectoral ballistic trauma. Got shot in the chest. No exit wound. Okay. Should we save? We might as well, huh? We don't have any saves, so might as well, huh? Okay. Ryonosuke looking a little sussy. Sussy baka.
State before the court the cause of death.
The cause of death? Well, obviously that was,
Ryonosuke, remember that in court every assertion must be backed up by evidence.
By evidence? But how?
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. Do it now. Join the dark side of the Force.
Do it! Do it now!
Yes!
Yes! Yes! Yes! Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report.
In the West, a doctor dissects the corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way.
Oh, I see. That's not a very good scientific method there. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. Oh, there's a bullet hole right in his booba. As you can clearly see, discerned scorch marks around the bullet hole produced the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into record.
The photograph print of the victim has been entered into the court record. Photograph print that shows the victim. He was shot from the front in the chest and subsequently died. So that's a photograph print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to drawing. The detail is incredible.
Very well, I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial.
Eat a talking mouse. I'm gonna suck you, draw your gold out, kid. You scrub. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
This is it then.
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotova?
Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
He's gonna what?
I'm gonna beat him with my meat. I'm gonna suck every ounce of guilt out of it. I'm gonna win. Okay, just pretend I said that, would you? Please. I didn't say anything else. I'm a good attorney. I'm a bad boy. Punish me! Punish me!
I can still act as your assistant. Oh, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said,
Kazuma Asugi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Maybe, but any help you can give me would greatly appreciate, Kazuma! Everyone here is secret lovers.
Well, my first piece of evidence is rein that crazy look of bewilderment and control of the cold sweats.
Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control of the cold stares first. Look at that headband! Son of a bitch, the window's not even open! It's like he has an aura of wind god about him. It's like Venti came in and started using his R2 and just look at that thing. Son of a bitch, it's super anime. I want a cool headband like that. I'm gonna die. I'm going to trial. I'm gonna lose. I need a headband.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court record.
Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnival.
Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some,
It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me.
Well, it really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some many years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime scene occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery 3 days ago.
Understood. How Sonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring?
It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few dinners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied.
That fits in with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else in the place.
It was when I was in the kitchen putting away the crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I heard in the dining area to see what happened.
Cool music.
I found the victim, an English gentleman slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Hold on, let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I did not shoot him.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness report what he saw, you amateur.
But...
No, next time you interrupt at an appropriate time, we'll be penalized, defendant Naruhodo. I'm gonna give you the penal penalty. Some anal analysis. Don't you do it. You get a spanking from Papa Judgy.
Don't worry, Rinosuke, you have a chance to fight back. Cool music. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
If I may prefer 1 point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
This guy has the herpes? The AIDS? Whoa! My man's got blood coming out of his mouth! He's a fucking vampire! Or tuberculosis. This guy's gonna die. This is a problem, dude. You don't bleed from your coughs unless you're seriously ill. There's something sussy about this boy. Sussy boy! What are you doing? Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No, there was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around the table. What's the matter, Ryonosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at this table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about it interjecting, but still, what should I do? Probably should interject, I think. Yeah, let's interject.
Yes!
Yes! Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Dear me, what are we going to do with you? What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused is mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw,
Hanosaka-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy.
No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to.
Let me see. Sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume.
That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter.
Thank you, sir.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Oh,
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
Of course, here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Oh, God, this guy's having a... He's gonna die on the goddamn court. He's gonna die on the witness stand. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. Waiter's business card. The head waiter's business card. A sketch of the restaurant's layout on its back. Bro, you okay? You okay, homie? You're gonna die on the stand.
So, Itadakimasu. The court has now heard of the proceeds of the course.
Yes, the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today.
He's totally dead, dude.
It would seem we're looking at a black and white case here. Oh. Defendant Naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency?
If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment.
I call this wait.
I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the court, but I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
Huh? How would you have sworn witnesses if there's nobody else in the restaurant at the scene of the crime? What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Hell no! Are you serious, you dumbass? Did you kill the man or not, you dummy? Everyone keeps telling me this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotova said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. Let's see how they could fake, not fake. Yeah. It's very sussy, I agree. Also, this waiter is something fishy about him.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it?
What?
If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryonosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Oh, look at this guy. He's got some balls. Yeah, he's pretty cute.
Honey, we've been married 20 years.
Yeah, but you just don't please me anymore.
Honey!
I'm leaving you for that young lawyer. Bye-bye.
Oh! Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue. Ouchie, please continue with the proceedings.
Well, you were warned the young will be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be.
He's hiding the body in his stomach as he coughs. The guy's still alive. Nice Play-Doh.
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. Whap. Rappa. They call me Ouchie. I got the big fan. I got the yellow suit. It's so traditional. Oh, ouchie, slap. Ouchie, slap. I may be dirty, but I'm cool. I may be dirty, but I'm a drooly boy. Call me ouchie, slap. Give you my fan attack like Anchi Mito. The prosecution calls his next witness.
Very well, officer. We bring forth the witness at once.
We hate Ouchie. Ouchie fan club. No members. Yes, we're going in, boys. Oh.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir. The great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Jason Nosa reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Curio Korekuta at your service. An antique steel and a soldier, what an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant the day in question.
They may be diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
I myself habitually take tea at the most exquisite aroma of the establishment in question, always post-noon.
and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios of which I make my business. Look at this curio. Isn't it curious? It's very curious. I keep the dead ashes of my abuelita in here. She was a kind young soul, always made me tamales. She wasn't really my abuelita. She was more of my lover, but it's okay. I carry her ashes in here because they remind me of her tamales. Yes, anyway. My business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying.
He's an antiques dealer, and it sounds like he's a real pedophile. I mean, regular at the carnival. He seeks out potential customers who have made interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele.
Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, both of you witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking a foreigner what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uninformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir.
This man, as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said.
So this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. Pathetic. These soldiers claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yeah. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
Now the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir.
Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon.
Witness testimony. What the witness saw.
It would never have multiple witnesses at the same time, by the way, but whatever, it saves us time, so who cares?
I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. And this curio, in fact, is not the golden curio. This is where I put my feces. I keep it in there to ferment and then replace it in my tea once it has the correct acidity. I am drinking poop tea. Yes, this is true. It helps me with my vigor in the bedroom.
At that precise moment, the firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, well, a cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees investigating whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Oh, well, so you, Sergeant Oates, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defender fired upon the victim?
So many people. A lot of people, indeed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy.
What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone.
Is that really true, Ryonosuke?
Yes. All I did was pick up the gun I saw laying on the floor, like an idiot. Because I'm dumb. Somebody died and I just pick up the gun because I'm an idiot, you know? But that doesn't mean I killed anyone. I'm just dum-dum. That's what the girls call me. Dum-dum. Pretty face, dum-dum. Sweeter than a dum-dum. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting.
I thought that perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang!
Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was.
There is? Ryunosuke?
Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses.
Cross-examine?
Do it now.
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. Flam, bam, alakazam, under an orange-colored sky. It's time to go to karaoke with my host. This time for being despicable student of justice.
Certainly the testimony of the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial. Oh! I think I just came. Oh! What in the name of Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
I mean the defense demands the right to cross-examination. All across the nation, I need an explanation for this damnation.
There be. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Huh? How did he know?
The prosecution objects. It's a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How could he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Not entirely close. The defense is asserting its right to cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
Oh, that's true. Everybody deserves a cross-examination. Even my anus.
Kazuma is so commanding.
Very well. Let the defense conduct cross-examination of the witnesses.
All right, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke.
But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination.
Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements.
Destroy the Sasibakas! That's the plan, Blado. How?
You didn't fire the gun, which means that the soldier said has to be a lie.
Well, yes, but...
It's just a case of proving it, and the key to knowing that is in the evidence.
Right. Evidence.
All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let him beat you.
Yeah! All right, then. It's all or nothing. I'm kind of an airhead.
Cross-examination.
What the witnesses saw. Let's save, of course, because there's probably a penalty. Probably a penal T. Alright, let's listen to the testimony here. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just sipping some water real quick. Let's... Penalty. I was investigating a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactful discussion with the old man.
Yes!
Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique?
I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask.
Just ask about anything that catches your attention, anything that bothers you.
Alright then, this beefsteak you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Teen shot! Ah, beefsteak is delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on the cast iron grill and served piping hot. Oh, if food could receive the medals of honor, beefsteak would almost... Is that a baby? Did I just hear a baby cry? I'm almost certain I heard a baby cry. If food could receive Medal of Honor, beefsteak would almost be as highly decorated as a cutlet. Right, I see then. Thank you, sir. So, next question. This cutlet you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Attention! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it! I'm pretty sure I heard a baby. Am I smoking something? I mean, no, I'm not, but... Yes, sir, I will, sir, on the double, sir.
Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to the questions that are relevant to the case?
Oops, sorry, I'll do my best. So, next question. Is it just me, or do you keep hearing sort of wah crying noise? Negative!
Well, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover. Affirmative.
It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. Prime Presser, I got an achievement. Yay, my first achievement!
Myself, I was extorting the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
Yes!
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Koban, boy.
Koban? You mean an old Edo coin?
The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hui period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant following day with said item secreted in my bosom pocket. I keep many things in my bosom pocket, like my diary, and that diary has a list of my sexual fantasies. It's how I do my thing. Would you like to read it? No. In the hope of affluent cognoscent appraised of its indisputable value being present.
So you were hoping to sell your Koban coin to Sergeant Nasa, whom you met at the restaurant?
Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy.
Maybe Nosa is the baby? He's got a hand behind his back. Is he holding a baby?
You were about to assert that the penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious koban. Isn't that so?
Well... You little upstart cadet! You want to add to disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Blatant subordination! No, I didn't say anything. Although penniless might be just the word I was looking for.
In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of any midday luncheon. There remained precious few present of whom I could engage in a discourse about the matters of business.
The gentleman aside me who was grappling with his braised veal at the time was my sole prospect. Ouchie is annoying, bro. Annoying ouchie.
That's what they called me in high school, an annoying ouchie. But man, did I make them go ouchie. I took out my gat, rat-a-tat-tat, and then they all dead. Somehow I still got to be a lawyer. I don't know how.
I see. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes.
Yes!
No, you didn't. Liar. What the heck, ouchie? So you're saying that you actually saw me at the time? Affirmative, I saw you. Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained your barrel of your gun on the English civilian. But that's impossible. I only...
Allow me to confirm just one point, please.
What is that, Private?
Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table.
And so what if it was?
Then you didn't actually see the firing, you dumb nuts. Well, in that case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired his gun.
And double arg! My sixth sense.
Sorry?
My sixth sense of danger. I picked up on the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet.
Surely that's not really possible, is it?
Do you think I've got where I am today if the army couldn't sense a danger in the air, son? Also, baby? Why is there a baby? I hear a baby.
Well, it would seem that this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good.
The black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. And from the back, the cowardly little weasel. From the back?
Yes!
The heck? So this black uniform university cadet, you're saying that was... Oh, I've had just about enough of your sauce, cadet. Who else do you see around here in a black uniform, Not the brat. Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits the description as well, but... It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded the firearm on that man from behind his back, and you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon? You disrespect me.
What is it, Ryunosuke?
I'm not quite sure. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind.
In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you gathered in the court record. After you find inconsistency with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court, thrust it in the witness's face, and make him choke on it. Like I did your mother. Yeah.
There's a pectoral wound. Oh, it was! Blado, you're so smart! That's exactly what it is, dude. You're so smart, Blado. That's exactly what it is, dude. Alright. I wish I could change the text to be a bit faster. Text skip off. Enable or disable the skipping of unread text in the main game. Maybe? Okay.
Somewhere in there you'll find something
An inconsistency? Yeah. I got it. Yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Yeah.
You can hear the witness's statements over and over again, as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner.
That's exactly what it is. You're exactly right, Blado. Okay, readjusting a mistake. Yeah. Myself, I was extolling the virtues. Yeah. Firearm is discharged, observe the enemy with my own eyes. The black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English person in the back. That's it. Let's save just in case. I'm sure that you're right. Good stuff, Blade. I don't know if I would have thought of that. Eventually, maybe, but... Objection! What's he gonna say? Is he gonna say objection? Alright. Gunshot to the chest. Yeah.
Yes!
Yes! Objection! No, he just says it very effeminate. Yes! Yeah!
Oh,
What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of papers into my mustache? Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here.
what nonsense. What could this document possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth.
Oh, I think this proves beyond doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place in this amateur student in here in the Grand Courtroom.
Oh, this is so frustrating.
Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain.
Shut your mouth, oh cheat!
To spell it out would be an insult to the court.
Kazuma? What?
What are you talking about?
It is apparent from the single glance of this post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant, yes or no, sir?
Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. Cosmo's such a king, bro. Listen to that music, too. Bro. This is pretty good. I quite like this so far. I especially like the animations.
The black uniformed varsity cadet fired upon the English civilian. And from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my very own military-grade eyes, sir. Yes! But no, that just can't be. And why is not, cadet? Because...
As is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. The photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. There's no blood on his steak, baby, and I like him extra bloody. Medium rare for me, mamacita. I like him round, thick, and juicy, so give me that healthy bubble. When a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Yes, that's how we do it in the Cosmo family, baby. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness's statement, the culprit was shot from behind. And that is obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it?
Oh, baby!
Ooh,
What the? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again.
Certainly, there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa?
Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. There's a baby!
What?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond a reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Yes or No, sir, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
Oh, that's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom.
Baby! What the heck is there a baby doing?
Tells plastic off again.
There's a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial just from one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. God, you're right. I hope he doesn't die, dude. He probably will. He probably will. Just like Mamma Mia. Oh, what if he dies, bro? But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
Yes! But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor.
Huh. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either?
Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? And when he dies, Ryunosuke will have to carry on his legacy. No, don't die, dude! It's like Mamma Mia.
Hunting for treasure. Treasure?
Indeed, the Hoy era Koban, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visited the restaurant, it is my aptitude to place in my bosom pocket a peculiar trinket of interest of my shop, Rasute.
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might buy it from you?
On the day under scrutiny, it was the military man who had proffered my Hoy treasure. Believe me, that he would purchase it, such a rare find I did not, but I was presented with a little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, there was no more. It simply vanished. The kobold vanished. Hunting around under the table, I was in case mayhap it had fallen there, and then it happened.
Bang, bang, there goes my heart. I know you got it. Back seat of my car. I'll let you have it. Wait a minute for my bond coin. Then I go underneath the table with my coin and I put it into... Never mind. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I did not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to the Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon.
Nevertheless, the witness's testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive, no matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on a trial right now.
What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Don't worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have followed a tiger in front of the gate, but he will find a wolf at the back.
Huh?
My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. A rat-a-tat-tat, equally despicable defendant, Ryonosuke Naruhodo.
What?
He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he?
Ugh. Very well, the court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind this prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as critical glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir, at once, sir. Baby behind me, sir, awaiting signal to testify, sir.
Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think.
Affirmative, the newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name Ado.
Twould seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny.
Ado Teen Shunt. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy.
What the frick?
Ado Teen Shunt.
Ado, yay! He's kind of cute. He's got a little mohawk. What if Ado did it? What if he shot him? Or what if Ado stole the coin and he swallowed it and he's gonna make a poopy? The true culprit.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black, that much I did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies are certainly compelling. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
You call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Is that a photographic print of the scene of the crime council?
Indeed, of the table which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set.
Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anybody else.
Hey, Wolf. Didn't saw you do a live. No worries, it's early. And you know what? I'm going back to the Ace Attorney. I really liked Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I played it maybe last year. Oh. So we're going for the Great Ace Attorney Adventures now. I won't play this every day because it's difficult on my voice to do all the acting, but it's only 6 p.m. Yeah, I know. It's early for me, huh?
It would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anybody else.
Good to see you, Wolf. Of course, we'll stream more, but... this doesn't make any sense.
The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record.
The photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that no one saw this woman. Would you like to play some Strive later? I would love to, Blado. Sure thing, buddy. Let's wait till Liam wakes up, maybe, huh? You know that's gonna be a while, since the man probably is still awake.
The waiter before said the same thing.
Lovely to see you, Wolf.
He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well, but that's not true.
I saw her. I lost my PS Plus today. I thought I paid it yesterday, but I can't even download game. No! Frick, dude. No fair. I swear I saw a woman with him. I mean, I don't mind just playing with you alone if Liam never wakes up. Hopefully he's not dead, but, you know. Liam just plays different characters and kind of... You know what's nice about playing against Liam? He's so damn spammy. He's so damn spammy with his attacks that it's really good practice because Testament has a hard time on defense, obviously, right? So it's really nice to practice getting out of these spam attacks. The update on Tuesday. Alright, you're fine though, dude. You just get it tomorrow. You'll be fine, Wolf. One day off, you'll be okay. So.
It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness's testimony we have just heard leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuki Auchi, will have contributed to the enmity of these two great empires is an honor.
How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule.
Stand tall, Ryonosuke. It's not over yet.
What?
If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes.
Good luck with your GTA grind, dude. Have you ever played Ace Attorney? They're visual novel games. They're puzzle games that are visual novels. They're fun. They're really fun, honestly. I love the stories and I like doing voice acting as well, even though, you know, I'm a goofball.
Now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination.
I don't know, Kazuma.
The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood?
Tisk, rules can be so unbending at times.
Good luck, Wolf.
Cross-examination.
We gotta save, of course.
Because we don't want a penalty.
A true culprit. Alright, I need a sip of water if you guys don't mind. Give me like 10 seconds, okay? Okay. Let's do this, big boy. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment, the firearm was discharged, almost the same thing. Okay.
Yes.
The true culprit.
Pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was the young lad in black. That much I said see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel on present. That can't be true.
Yes!
Yes! You must have noted someone else was at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Objection!
As you have been paid to point out time and time again, I feel like I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman.
If only there had been more people dining at the time, then someone else would have noticed her.
Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant.
I know, of course, the place is almost empty. It's what you'd expect.
Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. I only eat my bitches at like midnight, okay? That's when I come for the dirty. My judge is dirty. Anyway, enough of that. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why was she alone?
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
There was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What was that, counsel?
It's a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Oh, hot dog clinic. Yes, there would indeed be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m.
The very day of the incident.
So the victim was awake for lunch following his appointment. This explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit it as evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really.
Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful.
Should I ask Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Yeah, sure.
Yes!
Sure. If I may, I'd like to ask for the medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at a restaurant of no concern.
Whether or not they are concerned is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon?
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for submission of evidence. Very well, the court will grant the defense's request.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Youngsters and their rights. First they want to vote, then they want to sleep with people of the same sex. Next thing, they're gonna want abortions. I mean, Jesus, what is this world coming to? Youngsters these days, thinking they could have all the rights. Ugh. Back in my day, I executed bitches on the spot. Just for looking at me with the googly eyes. Well, actually, it was really me that was looking at them with the googly eyes, and they just refused to, come home with me, and then I just executed them under the shogunate's banner. I miss those times. Unrequited love. Dastardly deeds done dirt cheap.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report to the court record.
The victim's medical report card has been entered into the record.
What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first.
Right, I hear you.
Oh, you can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Koritakuta-san.
Indeed, alone he was. The Englishman dining all by himself. All by himself.
All by myself. I'm gonna die all by myself. Alright. 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 Press it. Let me look at that, Let me look at that. I want to look at that medical card, but it won't let me. Guess we'll just press.
Yes!
Beta cosplay Korakute. Yes, I shall. Hey, Krabs, good to see you, buddy. This is really fun so far. I like the visuals. So, you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone?
That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in.
Huh.
So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on this point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As you can clearly be seen, there's only one single beefsteak on the victim's table. A meal for one.
What's the timeline? After Japan started to open their influence to Western civilization. I'm guessing like around 1900 maybe? Let me look. Chronicles time period. Near the end of the 19th century and the dawn of the 20th century. Man, I'm good! Yep. Near 1900s. Somewhere around late 1800s, early 1900s. I am good. I am good! I know who Warrior of Light Final Fantasy, you know? Yeah, I am good. I am good. No.
The antique stealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why?
If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out!
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed, but for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible.
Unfortunately for you, defendant Naruhodo, it is not just a case of these two witnesses alone.
Sorry?
The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone.
That's right.
Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. That's also what I call my bitches, phantom ladies, because they pop in and they pop out like they were never there to begin with. That's also what they call my penis. Pop in, pop out, barely can notice it's there. But you know what? I still have fun. 'Cause boys just wanna have fun.
I would play World of Final Fantasy PC DLC is $20, adds more thing. Oh, fun, Krabs! I want to play that too. I think that game is on PS Plus, actually. Maybe I will play it. I don't know if it's DLC though, probably not. But I...
If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof! And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made! It is such a blatant waste of the court's time.
No DLC? That's what I thought. There's nothing I can say to that.
Huh.
Excellent work, Rionose. We've gleaned some new information, Rionosuke. We've gleaned some new information now.
Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light.
Samurai sword, bitches. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before.
Oh, you mean this?
Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence, so perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail.
How exactly?
By using your eyeballs, you dumbass. You'll notice some piece of evidence bear a magnifying glass. Those are the ones you may examine. Press X and you can take a closer look at the piece of evidence in question. Use the R right analog stick to spin that bitch right round like a record baby, right round, round. To rotate evidence in all directions. By using the left analog stick.
Well, this is kind of cool.
You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press X to investigate further.
Oh, this is cool.
So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something to be learned by examining it in more detail.
All right, I'll see what I can do. I need to use the right analog, left analog, and X to inspect any areas of evidence that look sussy. Sussy baka evidence.
Medical report card. Required for every visit. It says Hota Clinic
on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries.
Aren't they all the same?
When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never my whole life.
Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything.
Okay. I wish it would like put a check mark that says you've already seen the piece of evidence, you know? Dentist. Oh.
Looks like this medical report card was issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment. That's why, with a family doctor, I imagine.
Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I never consulting one.
Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors, then?
Why would you? They make you drink horrible-tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money for you for the privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb.
You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which there's only one cure. Very bitter medicine indeed.
Got an achievement. Is there more to explore? Yeah, there is. Flip it open! Cool! World of Final Fantasies like Pokemon? Oh, maybe I should play it then. Crap. Maybe I should try it. I like Pokemon.
Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia.
Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out?
It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they use laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in West for painful relief.
Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe that there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain.
Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure. Until anesthesia effects have passed.
Uh-oh! Really?
Sounds like information worth bringing to mind.
The medical report card's information has been updated in the court record. With this new information, the meaning of one particular statement totally changes.
So, I think we listen to the testimony again.
Definitely. The steak wasn't for him, it was for her! The steak wasn't for him! It was for her! It was. Let's save. The steak was for her. Right? Probably, right? He wasn't allowed to eat, which doesn't mean that he didn't eat, to be honest, but... Alright, let's try this. This might be wrong, but let's try this.
Yes!
Well, I think,
About what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer?
I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused.
Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it.
Thanks, Kazuma.
I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, I knew exactly what you wanted to say. And I loved you for it. Please be mine, forever. Have my babies. You can have my sword.
Oh, Kazuma! Ha! Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully.
Just say what you're thinking.
Vita and Mom have drive car to go to doctor on Monday. Actually, I think our next appointment is next week, maybe, Crab. So we were thinking about trying to go on a little trip, but I don't know if she feels well enough to do that yet. She's still kind of recovering from her last hospital visit, which was pretty bad. I think our next appointment is next week, maybe, Crabs. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. All right, thanks for the advice. Yeah. Kokekuta-san. This medical report card belonging to the victim.
Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness's statement. Coronavirus is bad where I live. It's quite bad, yes. Very, very bad. We have to be careful, for sure. Something clearly doesn't add up. Listen to the music. Oh my gosh, it's great. Reminds me of something I would hear in Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance. God, I wish I could stream that game. It's so good. But I think it's only Nintendo.
Objection!
Dear me. Have you forgotten my word so soon, you amateur?
Sorry, what?
You are not interrupting court proceedings with your amateur drivel.
But...
Let's see if I can explain it in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant.
Back, Play-Doh! Ugh, but that's,
Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial any further.
Oh!
The witness testimonies the court has heard may be clear and concise. The medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for that simple reason that there is no one else beside the pale-faced pupil who could have possibly perpetrated this crime.
Objection!
this medical court has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that?
Well, the outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hota Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Was that supposed to mean something to me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted.
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating.
Oh?
Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what?
It's all written up here. No food, no drinks other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't.
Correct, Kuta-san.
What, boy? What?
As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally, There's more? You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had one of his teeth just extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic.
Oh! Ew!
Expertly done, partner.
Objection!
What is this nonsense, you little upstart?
Oh, the music, baby. Yeah, there was a stake.
These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Yeah, it was the ladies.
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about, or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke?
Yes, most definitely.
So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves just one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel?
Counsel? Oh, yeah, that means me, doesn't it?
All right, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of, baby.
Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been... I'm thinking unknown third party, but let's save just in case. Ryunosuke, too smart. I actually thought of that one, buddy. I actually came up with it. I can't believe it. Not as fast as you did on the first one, but... Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There is no such person.
There was, because I saw her.
When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything, yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it.
Oh!
We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that the witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push this through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly.
Kazuma! My savior! So handsome! Look at the sword! And look at the bandana in the wind! He's like a ninja turtle! God, I love you!
Are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them, those two witnesses in the stand.
Oh, huh? What are you talking about?
We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it now turns out the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury.
Perjury?
And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Complicit in the murder?
No! Negative! There was no mention of this tactical in the meeting! I was just following orders!
That's right. As the man says, you just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Oh.
What? What did you just say, Korakuta-san?
Oh, I know.
You were just following orders?
No, hold on, lad. I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas?
What?
Oh, what is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is it true, you pair?
Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue.
Get him.
Order! Order! Counsel, explain what is going on in here. You got some splaining to do, Lucy. It's painfully clear now you tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
Oh, well,
That's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening.
He's pulling on his mustache. The baby.
Rinosuke. Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about it.
What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there's only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government or the military or the police, I suppose.
Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did this wield his or her power here.
But how? How can we possibly... This music is awesome.
Remember how we made progress before?
Before?
We examined the piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers! If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe!
Please wait. Your Excellency, I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I know nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all of this?
Well, Your Excellency... Ugh, no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate these witnesses is... Oh shit. Eugene? It's either Eugene or the lawyer. I think it's probably Eugene. Let's save. Oh boy. I think it might be Eugene. It's either him or the lawyer. I mean, or the waiter. I'm not sure. Who is it? Who do you think, Plato? It's one of these two for sure. Who do you think, Krabs? Well, we saved, so it's not a big deal.
Yes! Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hasonaga-san.
Hasonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection!
Poppycock! What possible reason would have the waiter to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that the head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke. It's time to hit the court with the truth, baby, yeah.
The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity as proven by evidence?
Oh, shit. We need to examine, I think. Oh, the waiter's business card for sure. It's gotta be this. Chief Inspector. Oh ho ho. Oh ho ho.
Well, that's unexpected.
What is?
Look, how do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga.
Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. Be to have new friend Rizzo Cat. Oh, Rizzo Cat.
It's not the name that's unexpected, it's his job title.
His job? Oh. Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth?
I have no idea, but let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence, if they're wielding it somehow here.
The waiter's business card information has been updated. Okay. Pog Champ. That should be it.
Yes!
Yes!
That's why he didn't want to give us the card, yeah. Is he Granddad? Who's Granddad?
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail. I'm not sure we can conclude anything.
Sorry, Your Excellency, it's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest.
I beg your pardon?
Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is.
Are you on cocaine? Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say?
Judge, is he Granddad? Judge Granddad? Yes.
Yes! My great-grandson is also going to be a judge who appears in 100 years in a new video game. I am the old judge. I've got the big beard and all the bitches, and my great-grandson will be the new judge. Yes, Krebs, that's gotta be it. Lore, baby! Yeah!
Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card.
The front of the business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession, but that's surely good gracious! Great balls of fire! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is the police detective?
Is it police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as regular citizens are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand, was in fact the waiter who gave you the orders. Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Ha ha! Oh. Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this might happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well. Is there a problem? Hand over the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are.
Ouchie is so confused. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card.
I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It is my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So, you mean to say you were really a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary must be terrible.
I was working undercover.
Undercover?
Yes, there have been a series of incidents at that restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover.
Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? Be to get new cat, I wish. No, Krabs, we cannot have new cat.
That would be classified police information of which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide.
Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court.
Of course, Your Excellency.
We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table.
Get another kitty!
Hey, Aspid, I wish I could, but we travel too much. And Rizzo's really, really hard to take care of right now. She's old and gets sick everywhere, dude.
If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at this table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to the other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct?
Dude has tuberculosis! My man is dying!
Correct, Your Excellency.
Unbelievable!
As I suspected.
As soon as I heard the gunshots.
I ran out to the kitchen to see what happened. The victim sat slumped at his table, and beside him, his gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth out. I immediately sealed up the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then I received some special orders.
Special orders, you mean to say?
Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders.
But what if the Englishwoman was the killer?
I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea.
Huh?
The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case.
But it's not right.
Oh?
Eh? Habada.
One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? At Ume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory is a young Englishwoman.
What?
You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour.
Huh? You mean?
When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first.
Then the court demands you name the lady in question at once, Inspector.
Why Edgeworth not hot? I don't know. I think he looks pretty handsome. Aspid? I mean, I don't roll that way. Also, look at the baby. Look at the baby.
You're gonna rip my stash off.
Son, you're gonna rip my stash off. Baby Ado.
Oh, I'm shivering behind my antiques.
The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table is a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She's indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Ume University's medical facility.
What? What is happening here?
I mean, I don't roll that way, but he seems like a pretty handsome boy. I also think Blado and I think he's gonna die, too.
I admit under orders of the police bureau I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene and ordered the witness to make no mention of her in the testimonies.
That's illegal.
It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation.
Well, very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particular critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone.
Huh?
However, as we have now discovered, the premise is false. It would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Oh, but Your Excellency, this will be the missing of the noon deadline for the ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will now allow the government of our country any other influence to the proceedings of my courtroom.
Oh!
Inspector Hosonaga,
Yes, sir.
you will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with utmost urgency.
At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you're going against special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly.
How are you, Aspid? You doing well? Put Kitty on the leash. Oh, little kitty. No, I wouldn't do that. So it won't be a problem? Dude is dying, man.
Nothing will get in my way.
I'm not dead, so I am good. You're still flying around Hollow Nest? Nice, dude. You still sniping out everybody with those triple shots? I appreciate you, Aspid. You do your job good.
Court will now adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes? Your Excellency!
Good, then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening.
Nice! Should we keep going, or do you think that's enough for today? Save your current progress. Should we keep going? It's pretty fun. Let me take a sip of water and think about it. What do you guys think? Should we keep rolling? Or should we play something else? Been pretty fun. It's hard to say. I'm surprised. Usually these episodes are all done in one part, like the first trials. Screw it. Let's play, man. You want to keep going? Screw it. Liam's not awake yet for Guilty Gear. Let's go. Marathon, baby. Let's go. My poor voice, huh?
22nd of November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court Judge Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber number 5. Excellent work, Renosuke. That was superb.
I think this Edgeworth guy looks pretty... Actually, he's more of a Mia, isn't he? He's not really an Edgeworth. He's more of a Mia figure. But I think he's pretty cool. Blado and I think he's gonna die. Voice dead? Not yet, but it's getting close. It's probably about 50% dead.
My heart was in my mouth the entire time.
It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat. Your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you started finding inconsistencies in the testimony. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer.
Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to be inside the courtroom again. Yeah, right.
Anyway, it looks like we're exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain, is she?
That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him. Looked like I've been saying all along.
Yes, you have, haven't you?
I might not have been overly competent in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of.
Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to your detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Do you see what happened? Did you see what happened with that?
No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself. Then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. And just after I bent down and picked it up, bang, bang, there goes your heart. I know you had it. Bang, bang, seat of my car. Let you have it. Wait a minute, let me take you there. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me looking white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen.
Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay.
Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area.
Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Professor Mikotova.
Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say.
Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so I wouldn't be able to act as lawyer in this trial.
Our modern country is still in its infancy, our justice system, even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled.
Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend to avert the worst crisis in life. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway.
Well, what are you saying, Kazuma?
So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way.
Kazuma!
Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man.
To me?
Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in the restaurant. I must say, I very much wanted to know the truth. After all, I have personal connection to this case.
Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim?
Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMay, and it was I who invited him.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that before.
Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible.
But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement in our police bureau went to the extraordinary lengths to hide.
Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck!
Thank you!
Now then, I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need.
Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-san. Sama.
Defendant Naruhodo!
Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once.
It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow. Slice him and dice him. I have the katana to prove it. Samurai warrior Kazuma's here to hit him where it hurts. Slice him up into pieces and serve him to my pets. I'll give him to Primal Aspid, and Aspid will have a feast on their corpses. Let's go.
Kazuna, what's a primal aspid?
Don't worry about it. What?
Thank you, really. Great music, huh?
What for?
Well, if you hadn't said you believe me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already been found guilty by now.
Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend.
Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream and studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is, so this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we can absolutely not afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from the Yume cafeteria on University Street. You know, we used to go there with Chip Zanoof, and he would always shout, Sukiyaki! Sushi sukiyaki! He just couldn't shut out about it. All he did was spam that stupid move. Sukiyaki! Just can't handle it anymore. Go back to Guilty Gear Strive, Chip. We've got a case to run. With an extra large portion, of course. I need a lot of calories to feed my brain. 22nd of November, 12:09 p.m. Supreme Court Judicature Courtroom number 2.
The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryonosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Ouchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we've forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think of it as nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down on our nation's founders?
Again, terribly sorry. No, you shouldn't be. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryonosuke.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England?
Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with the great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what we secure our futures.
I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in the Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Amen, brother!
Oh!
Well said, Ryonosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
You little brats!
Thank you, counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain. Our one, the only, Mr. Sale. Wait, you don't like my hype music? My grandpappy always told me that I should be a hype man, but I guess it just didn't go over too well, you know. Oh, well.
Yes. Your Excellency!
Ooh la la, mon cœur. Mademoiselle Monet.
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea! Somebody bring English tea! In England, no discussions ever take place without tea!
Is that true? No idea.
So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I have been working undercover as the head right waiter at Le Carnival, but my true...
Yes, we know about you already.
Inspector House-Salaga, what are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty.
So, dear lady, once again, if we may please trouble you for your name and occupation, please, so that I may commit it to my memory and my fantasies, so that I may think of you at night when I'm sitting alone, so that I once again may think of you in my dreams. Every night I dream of you. The only thing we'll ever do, 'cause I miss you, lady, and I don't want to miss a thing. Even when I close my eyes, I don't want to fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, lady. Okay.
Hello, Liam. Guilty! Persona!
Est-ce que je peux payer pour voir le deuxième mon groupe?
What the fuck?
What in the hell is going on here?
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but, what?
The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in the Humane University's medical faculty.
Oh, my. What a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song.
How are you, Liam? You want to play Guilty Gear with us? After this? Can't believe you're awake right now. As far as I can tell... Sure, PogChamp. It was Blado's idea even, not even mine. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? No, you've clearly been paying attention to your English classes, Ryunosuke.
The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand, but why is she wearing a mask? Is it Carnival? Or is she famous? Or does she have a pimple? What's going on, baby? Show me those pretty pearlies. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct?
Woke up at 7 and hit the gym? Good for you.
She says yes.
This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese?
She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately.
Interesting, when you're the one who engineered her escape.
I was just following special orders from the Bureau.
Well, now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Apparently it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight.
Where's Ace? He's in development. He's put on trial right now. he's being put on trial. This is the first case, but he's not a lawyer yet. It's the young attorney.
Do you mean to say?
Yes, it would appear as the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused standing right there in this courtroom shot the victim in cold blood.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Order in the court.
Did you just hear that, Your Excellency? We have absolute conclusive witness statement.
Huh. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described.
Yes. Poppycock.
A frightening and sorrowful sight. This is some crazy stuff.
I had arranged to meet a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered myself only a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. T-Bro!
That's the player himself. How are ya? So nice to see you, buddy. This new collection is on sale on PSN, so I thought I would pick it up. Seems like pretty good value. There's 10 cases, I think, or 11, something like that. Have you ever played this? It's so fun, dude.
I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit.
I don't know, you got a lot of room up in that dress there, homegirl. Also, why are you wearing a mask?
No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
So I'm meeting another one, I guess. What the frig? Wow, T-Bro. Wow, buddy. You're gonna meet another one, huh? Wow. You're like a whole new man, dude. You're an animal now. You're gonna get in some trouble, my man. Make sure you have protection. Jesus Lord Almighty.
Quiet, you filthy wretch! Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard! And look at this snow-white angel!
Just until the end of August. We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe.
You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goated like that. That's a lesson you need to learn.
But he's so annoying.
Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the Bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go.
The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however.
Well, even so, on the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you could see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm.
Are you serious? What are you talking about?
What the hell is he smoking? What the shit? For all we know, that swan up there might be an assault rifle. What are you talking about?
I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to.
Unless and until the precise location of the witnesses to have a hidden weapon can be shown, this is moot.
There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witnesses' words on the matter.
The hat can have 6 guns. Yo! Ah, that's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Whoa! Ryunosuke, whoa! No, 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 no! That's against the law!
Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke.
But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day.
You're right about that, which means the lady's hiding it. That's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart.
I want to lift it. You've never played Phoenix Wright, have you, before, T-Bro? Because it's scandalous, dude.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency. All right. Cross-examination, all about the nation. All right, let me save. We don't want any penalties. Okay. Nope. Oh, these games are great. They're fantastic. They're long as hell, though. And it hurts my voice because it's so much voice acting. But it's so fun. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Frightening and sorrowful sight.
I had arranged to meet a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day.
Okay.
The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak.
Oh, really?
Yes!
He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he just had a tooth removed at the Hota Clinic, correct? You don't like these games' art style or these kinds of games, to be honest? Yeah, I never thought I would either, but I fell in love with the first game, dude. It's so clever. The writing and the music is so fun, dude. But I guess it's not for everyone, of course.
That's right.
You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering.
Was Miss Barrett aware of that fact?
It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment.
So that would mean that it was you who ate that steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett?
That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as we left it this horrifying series of events.
You had failed a keeper run with homing and tech eggs? Oh, that's a bit unfortunate, my dude. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, keeper's pretty hard, so. Exactly as it was left?
Dear me, what a harrowing experience! To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic event! Have no fear, my dear lady, I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight!
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all?
That's right, other than some carbonated water.
Just water.
Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted with their lunch with a glass of water each.
Keeper was buff so much. He was, yes. They raised a glass of carbonated water.
What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement?
I think it's probably pretty meaningful. Let me see the court record. Let me look at this table. Carbonated water. They each toasted carbonated water. Does that look right to you? Sure doesn't to me. I only see one glass. That seems like an inconsistency. There's only one glass for the toast. You must be lying. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has profound bearing on this case.
Well, well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is the profound bearing, huh?
The significance of this statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Huh, well sidestepped, counsel.
Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony.
Gladly, she said.
That was brilliant, Kazuma.
I'm gonna remember that one.
Which one?
The significance of what will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase.
I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke.
I ordered a beef steak for myself and said cheers over a glass of carbonated water. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accuser took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes.
Obviously a lie.
I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously couldn't have been the culprit.
I think probably this. Right here. I'm gonna save. I do not believe that this is correct, because the photo here only shows one glass. So what are you hiding? What are you hiding? Let's present. Let's present.
Yes!
Do we get it?
That's it.
Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left.
Oh, oui? Yes. That is correct, the lady says.
Well, that is, it's odd, very odd.
Dear me, what is odd about the defense's inability to express itself?
Ryunosuke, what is this about the print that looks odd to you?
Well, obviously, it's the cheers.
The cheers?
Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1.
Oh!
Oh!
You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutiae? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make in this case?
Objection!
Minutia, you say? Could it be that the detective here has removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence?
Oh, of course not. I would never do something so reckless.
But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you trying to tell me that you can clink with only 1?
Fire out, cheat! Too much of a wimp. Too much of a simp.
He's a big simp, dude. And a wimp. He's a wimpy simp.
Wimpy, wimpy, shimpy.
Sussy, wimpy, simpy, shrimpy, blimpy. Gonna put you in my slinky.
You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table.
Inspector, what did the lady say?
What do the ladies say? What do the ladies say? I ain't got no gun in my dress. I'm gonna make this boy a mess. He's gonna be all guilty too. And then I'll craze your uncle too. It would seem that Miss Brett, who took the glass from the table... What? It was all so terrifying. Everything happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying.
Good gracious!
Why are you hiding, sussy girl?
Sorry.
There, as I assured the court before, there's no consequence at all.
Oh, please.
We must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for not concealing a glass or 2 in her state of disarray?
That's absurd.
Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable young and beautiful woman of mischief?
What? No. This can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag that she was carrying.
A handbag, you say?
Yes, Your Excellency, a small hand-held pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England.
So the beautiful lady has graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on this case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. I, ouchie mama, will give you the ouchies.
Handbag has the gun. It might.
No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement?
Hell no. Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. You gotta go for today. Have a lovely date, T-Bro. Enjoy the time with your lady friend. And thanks for stopping by for the support. I appreciate it. The handbag, yeah? The handbag, yeah? I need a sip of water real quick. Okay. It's gotta be the handbag. Thanks, T-Bro, you rock. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say?
Yes, do try to keep up, scrub. I've already been explaining to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. Contraception. Beretta. 1950s. I mean, there's no gun there. No.
Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Bress stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which would be perfect possible to conceal a gun.
You're right.
Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too.
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard from when the defendant picked up the gun was from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce that there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will.
You can't be seriously suggesting.
Inspector Hasanaga. Yes? Thanks, Blado, for being friendly. Appreciate it. Did you or did you not search Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden inside Miss Brett's handbag.
No!
Order. Why are you singing like it's a soccer match, you doofus? Doofus con.
Well, what is the meaning of this, Inspector?
The meaning of what, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Why on earth did you not have the lady open up her handbag and show you the contents at the time?
Thanks, Liam. Appreciate you.
Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? My man is dying, dude. My man is dying. Look at that blood, dude. That's like tuberculosis or something. What a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. Huh? As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really.
I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. This photographic print. This print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. Oh, it's the wine glass. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Burrett's handbag. Well, I never! You can see right through what's inside. Wow, that's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. Also, the contents are clearly visible. Exactly, so there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Ah! As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Burrett's guilt here. Itadakimasu. Thank you for helping prove that, Naruhodo-san.
Order! Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once.
Certainly, Your Excellency. The photograph of the hanging has been entered in the court record. There was something sussy about that photograph. I'm gonna look at it.
I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic prints are submitted in the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt on this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Looks fake. You know what? They didn't have cameras at the time, so they used these old school print. That's why it looks fake, but it could be. I don't know. I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna look at that photo here and see if there's things to examine. Okay. What the hell is that? It looks kind of sussy, doesn't it? Look at that. What the hell is that mark on his? Looks like a bull. Is he part of the mafia? Yeah, something on the wrist there. Interesting.
I must make my ruling.
Indeed, there's only one logical conclusion. The pathetic rookie slumped over the bench over there is, before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. Suck it, bitch.
No. And just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around, I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start.
Oh, shit.
Kazuma?
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue.
What? You mean this is it?
I must say you put up quite a fight for a rookie student. But the weak are meat, while the strong eat. And I like to eat the meats. I eat all kinds of meats. I eat dark meats, I eat light meats, I eat Asian meats, and I also eat Japanese meats. Wait, where are Asian meats? I eat all kinds of meats. Jewish meats. I just love the meats. Can you see? Look at my hand. This is the motion I use when I eat my meats. I mean, oh, crap. You were wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. Playa, itadakimasu. The fact you can chew on your heart content from the inside of your cell. You can eat all the meat you want in jail. There's a lot of it in there. God, I wish I was in jail.
This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma, his dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Oh, Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around?
You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph detective produced we can contest, which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trials to continue.
Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all.
That snug little
Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all the evidence placed before me, I hereby find you... Whoa! Holy shit!
Wait, Your Excellency? Ryunosuke? How manly. I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt in the matter, and I must make my ruling. Now, that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
This is blatant straw clutching. Look at the photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentleman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence.
You'd better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly. The new evidence submitted by the detective was not undergo court scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean anything new from information on this handbag.
Ah!
Yeah, it's gotta be the wrist, Liam. It gotta be.
My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes?
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There is something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it.
Very well, I will grant the defense one final opportunity.
We better save, huh? Just in case we're wrong.
What?
But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response, this trial will be over with immediate effect, and I will pound this gavel right on your friggin' head. Okay? Because you're wasting my time. I got bitches to meet. I'm like T-Bro. I got one every night. If one doesn't want to meet me, then I'll call the other one on my cell phone. Late night when she needs my love. I'll call her on my cell phone. Late night when she needs my love. I know how this gavel swings. Because it could only mean one thing. We be banging on the benches, baby. Yeah, I'm a smacker. And I'm gonna smack her. Okay, you get the idea. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Excellency.
So, take another look at the photograph print Inspector Hasnaga sent in before. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded.
It's this one.
Yes! Look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist.
That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly says nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. Huh?
Go on, Inspector.
The police coroner also noted it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the case of death, so he didn't note it in his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either.
The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Ouchie points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this brain.
Excuse me, Your Excellency, I would see Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean of the university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. Looks like a bull. It does. You're right.
Of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
Oh. What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging in hope that I might uncover something useful. He's such a simp, dude. He's like me when I was with Molly, dude. Such a pathetic simp.
Yes.
Yes, you're right.
I am? Maybe not that bad, but... maybe I wasn't that bad, to be fair. Same pedo material. Dude, he is gross, dude. He is gross. Let's see. Kazuma.
If we can just link the burn to the case, if we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again.
Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence I cannot allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture.
But if we had evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on this victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it?
I would, yes.
To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed the burn, but as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face.
Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what the burn really means.
So then, defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial.
What in the shiz could this be? Let's take a look at what we got. I don't think that's gonna help. I don't think that's gonna help, unless it says something about burning. No. Photograph of the victim? No. Waiter's business card? No. Oh! You guys see it? You guys see it? I found the burn. I found the burn. Just in case, we better be safe. I found the burn.
Yes! Yes!
What's this, Counsel? Yet another print?
The plate. You got it, Plato. It's on the plate. Yes, Your Excellency, I believe the photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore.
Do hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable.
Actually, we may need to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have this unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy! If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show us the court exactly what you mean. What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn?
Hadouken.
Yes! The beefsteak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on.
The plate? Oh, baby, I like 'em round, big, and juicy, so give me that healthy bubble.
Your Excellency, are you alright?
As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it was some sort of trademark of La Carnival.
Ah! The emblem on the plate! and the victim's burn
are exactly the same shape.
Oh, shit.
Ryunosuke, you genius! Baby, take me to bed!
You're spot on.
Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant. Music is quite bopping.
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before, or the day before that. It most likely happened some other unrelated time.
Well,
Objection!
Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchie, the chances of that are extremely slim.
thanks.
Why?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hasunaga?
I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not a peculiarly large burn, it's extremely well defined, and the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure.
Can you be more specific, Inspector?
Well, let's see. If the plate was around at 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds.
It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then.
I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter at La Carnival, I can testify that without hesitation.
But you're a detective, not a waiter.
Yes!
Yes!
There you have it. Something isn't quite right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that.
And yet Inspector Hasunaga never heard the professor scream, not on that day or any day before it.
That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either.
What are you suggesting?
That somebody burned him when he was already dead. That's my guess. Like a tattoo almost, or something. Why was his hand burned? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day...
That would have been beyond careless, I think, counsel.
Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself and the sergeant and the old antiques dealer, all of us would without a doubt, any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Oh, well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream?
Ooh.
Oh, I almost don't believe it, Renose. You don't think. Ryunosuke.
Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe he was already dead. We've been led into a terrible trap. This was a hit. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already deceased. It's gotta be. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning in a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That clearly isn't possible. Apart from one particular situation.
Counsel, what are you suggesting?
Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead.
Already?
Dead?
Here's my thought. Here, just off the cuff, my thought here is that he ate the steak and he died. But what about the gunshot? Oh. You don't think he ate the steak, died, she shoots him, even though he was already dead. But why does she do that? To set me up. Why does she set me up?
I don't know exactly, but the only thing I can think of is she's a law student, and maybe she wants to go back to England and doesn't want our partner to get the job to go back to England. That seems far-fetched, but that's the only connection I can think of so far. I don't know. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead.
That's madness.
Order!
Already dead, huh? Okay, well I'm probably wrong then.
Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Ouchie, it's you who have no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered a bad burn while at the restaurant, this whole case turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it is highly likely that Miss Barrett knows something about it.
Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate a twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your lunch and engagement.
But Your Excellency.
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment.
Thank you, Your Excellency. What was that smile?
Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours.
Miss Barrett, you speak Japanese?
Itadakimasu, bitch. Well, of course I do. I'm studying in your country, after all.
But then why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible.
Wow, what a douche.
But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with all of you on your own level.
Well, you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us. Speak to me, Mommy. Spank me. Oh,
I see. In the case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson.
Oh,
So we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryanosuke. Witness testimony.
Wicked wall.
Okay. Let's get a roll on here, shall we?
unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible causes of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably won't pick it up on it anyway. My name is Korean Kanzuki.
That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in Supreme Court's history, thank you.
Easy does it.
I hope that is the last time I'll have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue.
What a douche.
Oh, forgive me, I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
Just the whole country.
Not at all.
Not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. Every time I dream of you, only thing I ever do is listen to your lips, my lady, and I don't want to miss a thing, even when I close my eyes. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's birth is utterly irrelevant.
I will be speaking to your county's Minister of Justice about what happened here today.
Oh, the Minister of Justice.
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen.
Huh? Thanks. Was that a prayer then?
Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with a cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Then you may proceed with the cross-examination.
Alright, we better save, of course. And I will take a sip of water, forgive me. Voice is still okay, it's probably now about 30%. Maybe like 40%. Voice is still okay. So far, so good. So far, so good. Let's do it. The victim's death.
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned himself.
Yes!
But his hand was on a searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't have not noticed.
Do you think so? Let me ask you something.
Sorry?
Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours has been wide open. You can't not have noticed, can you?
Uh-huh. What? Ah!
How fun! You hadn't realized.
The dear lady is absolutely right.
As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Renosuke. Why didn't you tell me?
Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar stream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing?
Oh yes, I think my tiny brain can.
Well, I can't.
Anyway, when the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised the glass in toast.
Yes!
As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water, is that right?
Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at that time, if you remember, which explains why he ordered that drink, correct, waiter?
Exactly as you say, sir. Although, whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table, I'm afraid I don't remember. Damn you.
I've had enough English to understand that, at least. For the benefit of others in the court, it means bless you.
I think it means the exact opposite.
Anyway, As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot.
Yes!
Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma.
Yes.
Luckily for all of us, a little bird on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And as there were no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it can only have been a bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life.
But it doesn't make any sense. The burn must have happened straight away, when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter.
Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that.
And if the victim's burnt wrist on a hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point.
And yet, the fact still remains the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disapprove that, this is a complete waste of time.
I concur, Prosecutor Ouchie is right.
Ugh.
Huh. Uh-huh.
No, yeah, he was already dead. But how'd she kill him? That's the question. Poison, maybe?
If there's another way to men's life couldn't be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me.
Yes!
Without leaving a trace.
If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body.
Quite right, dear lady, and as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt that it isn't right, Inspector Hatsanaga.
As I've said, I've always aimed for a flawless investigation.
There would be no physical traces at all without the cause of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark.
If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it?
Huh.
Oh no, perish the thought, calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question.
Poison.
Take the poison. Take the poison. Oh, in my honor, I shall take a Tsushi ouchie, cut down any who dares cast such aspersions.
A way of killing someone that leaves no trace.
We need some evidence to back us up here.
Yes, evidence.
But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick it up on it anyway.
Yes!
I wonder if the guy drank the water to dissuade the thought of poison. Maybe. Probably, Blado. That does seem kind of sketchy. I think you're probably right. Inferior? What do you mean by that?
In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once and that's the end of it. Isn't that so?
Quite right. La Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident.
Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost.
Yo! This guy got poisoned! Yo! This guy got poisoned, man! This guy got poisoned! It is! It is poison, and the dude has it. The inspector got poisoned, dude. It's gotta be, don't you think? I thought he was sick with tuberculosis, but no, this guy's poisoned.
It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand?
Ah, killer blow! The lady is formidable as she is beautiful!
Amazing. He's actually admitting our own police force might be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see sense.
I very much doubt that.
Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right.
What do you think, Renosuke?
I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information.
Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over.
But that would mean I have to find a way.
There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma. What, Renosuke?
There is one thing I noticed, something that has been bothering me.
Bothering you, you must mean about Miss Brett?
Actually, no. About the person standing next to her. Inspector Hosonaga.
The detective?
Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if I might be something significant if I might present an opening, maybe.
Oh. Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing on the last statement one more time, if you think so. But this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective.
Alright then. I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. Oh, this is new. This is different. You couldn't do this in the other games. Also, this music is amazing.
I'll find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again.
On her last statement. Press.
Yes!
Okay.
Wait.
Whoa! Whoa! What is this?
Yes, there it is there again.
The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter.
But things are very different now. For the testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity.
What do you mean?
When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, they often let their guard down.
You're right. Look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts.
It's time to pursue the man and his train of thought.
Sorry, pursue?
I'll explain how to do it now, Renosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker.
What marker?
At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person's actually making the current statement. But by moving the marker left and right with the D-pad, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with X. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around.
Alright then. So I should first move the marker across with the D-pad and focus on the detective.
Then pursue him with X and see what's on his mind. Here we go.
Okay. Cool. This is new.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Yeah, what's the meaning of this?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his own thoughts deeply.
It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say?
If there's something you'd like to say, please share it with the court.
What is the meaning of this? Oh, scribble, Scooby-Doo. This is the lightless Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately.
Oh, is that how it works?
Absolutely not.
Huh?
The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness.
Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Do you have something to add in relation to the statement made by Miss Brett?
Yeah. I bet he's been poisoned. Well, yes, if you don't mind. I would like to speak. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain, which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? He drank the water. I'll tell you what I mean. He drank the water. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. A crime scene thief? Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touch a nerve there. Take this, for example. Is that... It's the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water, I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it. One day our police force will be amongst the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it.
I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence.
The carbonated water has been entered into the court record.
Miss Brett? Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle which you drank the day of the victim's death?
Yes, it was that bottle.
Why? What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. It's hard to land, but I found a close slash touch of death with 2 meter. Touch of death, huh? Uh-oh. That scares me. My character doesn't have very much health, so... Don't want to get touched with your close slash with 2 meter then. Oh boy, that's scary. We'll play soon. Should be wrapping up, I think. I don't know.
Very well, counsel. You may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor.
455, Jesus. Unfortunately, I have no idea how the man burned himself like that. All right, so we got a new. Let me look at the evidence that we just got. Examination. The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma? I think it's French. This must be very expensive water. Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking. Then go to France and ask. You could just say that you don't know. Sussy baka. I was wondering if there was like some trace of poison or something in it. Alright. Alright. About my steak. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, do show me. Oh, I'll show you. Oh, I'll show you, chicken pot pie. You poisoned the man. You poisoned him.
Yes!
What is this? This bottle of water.
Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison.
Poison? Take the poison.
On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor... Hey, Wolf, welcome back. Should be wrapping up pretty soon. Play a fighting game. Could it be the professor actually died taking a sip from his glass?
Order, order, order!
Good to see you, Wolf. And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the presser slipped the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Giselle Brett, it was you. Huh.
Objection!
This is outrageous to suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile. Have you ever considered how the delicate a situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we only just signed an accord with the friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime.
What?
The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth.
Ahem. If I may.
I will silence you forever for this disgraceful... Oh. Harder, Bobby.
It is you who should be silent.
Of course.
There.
Lady! Oh, my lady!
Where did that come from? She just snapped.
I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humblest apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady, what are you referring to?
I described your police force as inferior, but no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not.
Of course. You did?
Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is, Authority? I strive for a flawless investigation every time.
I don't believe it.
Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents.
And? What did you find, Inspector?
I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time.
We could find no trace of any poison in the description of the bottled carbonated water, Your Excellency.
What? Are you sure?
The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself.
No.
No!
He drank it. He drank it.
I'm very grateful to all of you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence after this horrid affair. Thank you.
But of course, my dear lady, the pleasure is all ours.
Oh, I was so sure.
This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned.
Thank you, counsel. I think the cross-examiner has clarified everything. Thus, the prosecution have asserted the shot to the chest of the gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit.
I'm done for.
The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused to you, Miss Brett.
Oh no, I'm just glad this matter is resolved.
But before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present to the court at this point?
Kazuma.
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more.
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Au revoir.
Hold it! Hold it!
Somebody's come to save the day.
Please, wait. Is that my future bride? Waifu?
What is the meaning of this?
Forgive me for intruding on your court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotova, judicial assistant to the defense.
Mikotova? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped up in a furoshiki cloth. Yo, epic music.
Oh, man.
The cliffhanger. Oh, that's gonna have to do for today. We're gonna have to find out on the next episode. Do you think she has a sample of the poison, maybe? Like some sort of evidence? I mean, obviously it is, but what kind of evidence is it? I guess we'll find out next time on the Great Ace Attorney Dragon Ball Z. Thank you guys so much. I hope you had a nice time. I had a good time as well. I have missed doing my voice acting, and I missed hanging out with you guys and making stupid jokes. So, we'll finish soon. We'll get this first case completed. But not today. 3 hours is plenty. Plus, I want to play some fighting game and maybe something else. Maybe horror game or Binding of Isaac, probably. Thanks, Blade. You've been here like the whole time, bud. Thank you, Wolf. Thank you, Liam. T-Bro is here. Primal Aspid, Mr. Krabs. Wolf UK. Wrights EE. Yeah, this is fun. This is really fun. Want to play some Guilty Gear? I'll hit you guys up. Lots of love. See you soon. Bye-bye.